Canelo didn't even throw out a jab. No hizo puta nada. Chat. Fuck. Puta madre, bro. Pinche Canelo, bro.
Hey, pussy. They talking about Canelo like a dirty dog out there, man. So, yeah. Now Canelo's not Mexican. Isn't that funny? Canelo's not Mexican and David has become Mexican. You can't make this stuff up out here, but I'm here for it. And, you know, it's nothing but entertainment over here. Like I said, we doing this all month. Matter of fact, I'm going to mark this down on my calendar, the month and the day that Terrence Crawford beat Canelo Alvarez. And we're going to celebrate this every year for a full month straight, doing shit just like I've been doing these past couple of days. You know, but hey, please believe me, I'm on it. But yeah, they saying Canelo ain't shit. Canelo's not a real Mexican. They talk about the way he looks now. I'm going to tip my hat and contribute myself to that. You know, basically saying he ain't got a real Mexican heart because low key, he really not Mexican. Look how y'all just turned on Canelo Alvarez like that. But let me tell you something. All this backstabbing that y'all doing Canelo Alvarez and throwing him under the bus and saying he ain't shit and all that other stuff. Canelo knows all that about you guys. Yeah. See, let me rewind you to a time when I talked about why Canelo walked into that Triple G fight so fierce. Let me remind you, let me take you back to the time when that fight was going on and how y'all guys treated Canelo Alvarez. I paid very close attention because, see, this matches the previous video I did talking about, you know, how basically you guys want to be white in a nutshell. So this is going to play right into it. Now you can give credit to what I was saying back then. I'm going to say it again right now. How y'all treated Canelo Alvarez during the whole Triple G thing. Okay. I remember it clear as day. You guys turned on Canelo Alvarez just like you're doing right now. You turned on Canelo Alvarez and you adopted Triple G. As a matter of fact, Triple G and Canelo Alvarez had to share the same fan base. They were going and lobbying for the same fan base. And Mexicans started to take to Triple G like a fish to water. And as a matter of fact, you guys even looked at him as being an honorary Mexican and even saying that Triple G is more Mexican and has more of a Mexican style than Canelo Alvarez. Do not lie. Okay? Do not lie. You guys turned on Canelo for Triple G. You're going to deny it today, but I remember the time. You turned on him. And that's when he came back in that fight, you know what I'm saying, the second time pissed and mad as hell because once again, y'all were doing what y'all doing right now. Y'all were saying that he wasn't really Mexican. And the reason why y'all took to Triple G so much, because Triple G to you guys was more authentically white. Yeah. I'm sorry, I got to dip inside of your brain and pull it out. But that's the truth. Oh. You don't think so, huh? Then how can you take to a non-Mexican, a non-Latino, but be reluctant and reject David Benavidez and question his Mexican, I don't know what you want to call it, authentiveness, some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not true, then how come you accepted Triple G without problem, without a fight, without struggle, and embraced him with open arms, but yet you rejected David? Because Triple G was the white dude that was more whiter than Canelo. Yeah. Hold on. I'm not done yet. Canelo noticed that. Okay? And that's why he came into that fight pissed. But let me tell you what I'm leading to. This is leading to this. This is why Canelo didn't want to fight another Mexican. Because truthfully, observing that, Canelo didn't want another Mexican to absorb everything that he has done. Because besides the Mayweather defeat helped building him, Canelo didn't get no true passing of the torch. Everything that he's built right now was built up off of him. And somebody who looks and seems more authentically Mexican than him can easily come in and take his crown and be considered even bigger than him because of his background and him being, quote unquote, more Mexican than him eventually when it's his time to step down. But as long as he's young and, you know, he's vibrant, he reigns supreme because of the way he looks. He doesn't want to pass that to another Mexican. That's why he didn't fight another Mexican. Because truthfully, he's seen how y'all turned on him so quick for Triple G. Okay? So that's why there is no more passing of the ceremony with David Benavidez. Terrence Crawford took that. But if you want to know, this is why I often said Canelo Alvarez would rather lose to a black fighter than a Mexican one. You ever wondered why I say that? Now you know. And that's the fucking truth. Believe it. You know, and I'm on the outside and I can tell this about your situation. And it's fucked up that you don't know it. Yeah, you think he ain't paid attention that he did? Come on, Mexicans for Triple G and all that shit. And Triple G coming out in the sombrero and stuff. Y'all was licking Triple G's ass. Do not even fucking front. Especially after that first fight. Once again, Canelo wasn't really Mexican. He wasn't fighting Mexican style. Y'all started to question him. Everything that y'all doing to him right now, y'all did to him in a Triple G fight. I remember it. Therefore, when he said, I don't want to fight another Mexican and stuff, he's seen how quick you guys will turn on him. He's seen how fast you would do it. That's why he's been giving y'all them soft ass fucking fights and never having to do much and all that other shit. And this is why he ain't fighting no other Mexicans and trying to embrace and really, because if you think about it, him fighting another Mexican ain't doing nothing but building up Mexico. Once again, he said he fights for Mexico. I am Mexico. You know what I'm saying? How you Mexico but don't want to give no Mexicans no fucking love? That don't even make no fucking sense. Now you fucking know why. He know how quick y'all turn belly up on his ass. Just like y'all doing it fucking right now. Y'all denouncing him right now. Now y'all can see he got some European in him. Isn't that funny? Y'all fake. And Canelo did what he was supposed to do. He pimped y'all for as long as he could pimp y'all. He knew that y'all didn't ask for much. He did what he did. And now, if you want a Mexican star, he gonna have to start from the fucking ground up. In the end, Canelo wins. Why y'all talking shit about him? You should have known, listen. Two things you should have known was bad news for that fight. When he came in with them platform shoes, and when they asked Canelo, does he fear for his legacy? He said, look, man, look, I'm already in the history book, so you know, whatever is whatever. When he said that, when Canelo said that, and I looked at him, he was like, look, man, I'm like, he didn't already accept whether he loses or whatever. You can't take away what Canelo has done already. Canelo's going to be in the Boxing Hall of Fame. Win, lose, or draw. So truthfully, at this point, there's nothing you could take away from Canelo that doesn't deal with people's feelings and egos. And that shit is up for sale, as you can see. But he knew going into that fight what it was. Like I said, one day I'm going to do a video about it, but yeah. Yeah, so y'all could talk shit about him now. He knew this about y'all. You know? Now you understand how important it was to fight David Benavidez. Now that you realize y'all feel like it ain't shit left and y'all ain't got nobody to root for. Once again, I brung all this shit up. But y'all was so stupid. That's where you're at right now. But Canelo's not surprised what y'all doing to him right now. He's not. You know? And y'all could talk shit about him. He's not this and he's not that. Let me tell you something about Canelo. And this is something that y'all refuse to do with Floyd Mayweather while y'all trying to detract and trying to tear people down. You know, it's one thing to tear people down, but also recognize the stuff that they have done good. Canelo worked very hard to be where he's at. Canelo trains very hard. He may be limited as far as talent, but Canelo has stretched his talent to the absolute limit. That's one thing that I can say about Canelo Alvarez. Whatever little talent he had, he stretched it to the complete fucking limit. He got the most out of his career, the most out of his talent that you can get. Or y'all trying to take some shit away from him. Listen, styles make fights. Y'all think fighting more dirtier will help him. But at the same time, if you think Andre Ward is hitting somebody in the nuts or fighting Kovalev dirty, he's a dirty fighter. He's the dirty. This is why we can't talk about boxing honestly. Because we first got to break down your fucking racial bias in every fucking aspect of this fucking sport. You guys don't like dirty fighters until it's time to fight a black fighter. Then you got people like Robert Garcia. Yeah, you know, you got to get a little dirty. Oh, so now we got to get dirty. But when anybody else dirty box, oh, he's dirty. He did this. It's the same thing with the glove shit. Y'all don't care about gloves until until they fight somebody that you like. Then all of a sudden, hey man, check the gloves. This, that, and the third. What y'all recognize and what y'all don't recognize was considered cheating, was not considered cheating, was considered ducking, and was not considered ducking. It's all based off of somebody's color in boxing. That's how fucked up y'all made the sport. And that's why we have to keep going over this shit. To remind you, these motherfuckers ain't being honest based off of that shit that they told you didn't fucking exist in boxing. But obviously, the sport is, if it's ran on anything, it's ran on that the most. That's all I've been fucking saying, bro. And with that being said, that lets you know 95% of boxing conversations is pointless. Because of the factors that I've been laying out in this video on this channel with repeated videos over and over and over again. That shit affects how high somebody boxing IQ is, who's a bum, who's doing good, who's broke, and who has money. All that shit. I was just trying to have a conversation so we can actually talk about fucking boxing. But first we have to recognize the elephant in the room. But that was the hardest fucking thing to do on fucking YouTube, it seems. It's the hardest thing to fucking do. People still are reluctant to acknowledge the fucking elephant in the room, thinking they can talk boxing without talking about that. I just recognize what it was. If we ever want to be honest and real about the sport, we first got to blast this shit out and expose what's really holding people up, why people really don't get shots. Racial political game. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.